My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to break down all of our bets for UFC 279. But before we jump in, go to WeWantPicks.com and become a member. At the top, there's a button that says Become a Member. With that membership, you will get all of our bets the minute we place them. And you're about to see how important that actually is, because these lines move throughout the week. And if we're ahead of the lines, we'll get some solid closing line value on those. So go to WeWantPicks.com. At the top, click Become a Member. It is $10 a month. That is $2.50 a week. And I don't care what a unit is for you. This pays for itself. Not a single human being on this planet, and we've had almost 1,000 of them as premium members, has lost money being a premium member. WeWantPicks.com. At the top, click Become a Member. And if you want 50 free bucks, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit, and we'll send you 50 bucks as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I'll send you 50 bucks. So we're filming this after weigh-ins. The problem is we still don't know if there's a main event. Chimaev missed weight by 7.5 pounds. We all know how difficult Nate Diaz can be, as he should in this situation. So we don't know if there is a main event. We do have a few bets on that, so we'll see what happens, and you guys will all know by the time you're watching this potentially, but we're going to go ahead and film it anyway. So I've got 4 moneyline bets. I regret the first one already, and that's because of weigh-ins. Hakeem Dawodu did he make weight or he missed it? No,
he
made
missed
weight.
by about 2.5 pounds,
Yeah.
2 or 3 pounds. He missed.
That's right. And he missed by, yes. And he said he wasn't cutting anymore, and he looked awful. But I already have this bet, so it's too late now. You might not want to tail this one. You did get some better closing line value, or, you know, the line's not closed yet, but you did get some solid value if you got ahead of it. Darian Weeks, -134. I think Darian Weeks gets this done. I love his takedown defense, and I just, you know, I think this is finally a fight that makes sense for him in the UFC. Chad Enheliger, they said it on the broadcast, and it was so much better than what I just said. I think he's a very, very solid underdog. I only have a half a unit on both of my underdogs here, but the dude hits like a freight train. He's a very, very solid fighter, and he can get taken down a ton, but it doesn't matter. So even though Haley Alatang can work in the grappling, it won't matter. Chad's been taken down 9 times in the 2 UFC fights and has won them both. So I trust Chad to get this done. Plus 145, half a unit. It's now plus 140, so that closed, meaning he's a smaller underdog than he was for the premium members. And then I love Macy Chasson. I got her at plus 178. She is now plus 145. That fight is a catch weight now. We don't know exactly why it was negotiated before they got on the scale. Probably because of Macy. We've talked about it in the past. She's had some weight issues. Half a unit on her. Again, premium members got to see that bet earlier, and they got much better odds than anybody looking to get that. Now, then we have a props. I do have a prop on the main event, and what's interesting here is I did the over 1.5 rounds at -165. Those odds, I was not ahead of those. It went the other way. And after the missed weight, after all of this other stuff, if that fight stays intact, I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with this, because I could see a lot of people going to bet the over now. Missed by 7.5 something pounds, probably exhausted. So I could actually see this line going back this way. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And then my final prop is Almeida Turkalj under 1.5 rounds. I don't typically do that, but this is just such a mismatch. I think Almeida steamrolls the dude. I got it at -155. It's now -160. It's going to close even worse than that. It's probably going to be closer to -200, all said and done, especially after you saw them on the scale. And then lastly, we do have a parlay for premium members and premium members only. Last week, all 4 legs of that parlay hit. And here's the odds for it. If you're a premium member on the betting page, you'll see it there right smack in the middle. If you're not a premium member, become one now. WeWantPicks.com. At the top, click Become a Member. It's freaking $10 a month. $10 a month. You get the bets, the optimizer, the picks, everything for $10 a month. And we're never going to touch that price point. Jakey boy, what do you got going on?
Start off with lock of the week, going for 10 in a row, picking all underdogs. I'm picking at a 69%. You heard that right, 69%. clip picking all underdogs for lock of the week, 22-10 overall, going for 10 in a row. And I love Dennis. Apparently it's Dennis, not Denis. I've been saying Denis all week, trying to be fancy with it, but apparently it's Dennis against Jamie Pickett. Listen, Jamie Pickett is pretty well rounded everywhere. Just seems hesitant at times, and his takedowns seem very, very telegraphed, and that seems like it's going to be the path to victory for him if he is going to beat Dennis. So I think Dennis can withstand the takedowns, is the better striker in a mostly striking matchup, so I put 4 units on my dude Dennis because I knew these odds were going to move. I got him for plus 115. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up the favorite by the time the fight starts. I think he's already moved down to like a plus 105. It's starting to become more of a pick'em. I broke down the fight. I couldn't believe he was an underdog, so I jumped all over him. The other person I was considering for lock of the week is D-Rod. Got him at plus 170 against Kevin Holland. I also think he is the better striker in what should be a mostly striking matchup. Listen, Kevin Holland is very, very dangerous. He's going to be the sniper of the matchup. But as far as a technical boxer, D-Rod should be able to hold his own and get a decision win, in my mind, be able to kind of touch up Kevin and outbox him. That's why I put him as the 2 units, plus 170. Both these guys I was considering for lock of the week. Jamie Pickett just doesn't seem quite as dangerous to me as Kevin Holland. That's why I went with Dennis in this matchup. The next 3 are some bets I placed on Sundays as I was breaking down the fights. And as you can see, the odds have moved. Become a premium member and you would have got these early odds, because this one I went from plus money to minus 155. This is almost a 2-to-1 favorite now that I got for plus money. Under 1.5 rounds for Yohan and Johnny Walker. We know these dudes are chinny, wild dudes. I think people are starting to realize that for whatever reason. They didn't realize that when the odds were dropped. The money moved. I got for plus 110, 2 units. It's now minus 155. That's a crazy movement on the odds there. The next is the main event. I'm opposite Angel on this one. If the fight still does end up happening, I actually like this bet even more because I think Chimaev is a little bit embarrassed, right, by the weight miss, and he's going to come in and try to really prove a point, right? Because if he misses weight and then struggles versus Nate Diaz as well, that really kills him. But if he misses weight, comes in, and then destroys him, destroys Nate, he can kind of get on the mic and say, you know, I messed up, I apologize, but this is what I was going to do to this guy. So I like this bet from plus 135 to plus 110 now. Tony and Lee does not go the distance. I couldn't believe this was a pick'em when the prop bet odds dropped. Tony, you know, back at 170, older, coming back, you know, from that big knockout just 3 months ago. And Lee is one of the hardest hitters in this division, man. He is the truth when it comes to just pure striking and pure raw power. It's going to be an issue for Tony in my mind. And even if Tony gets a little bit wild, you know, that works for me as well. I didn't pick a side on this. I just need somebody to finish somebody. Does not go the distance. Now minus 140 on that. I got it for minus 115. And the next one, I wanted to put a bet on Hakeem. I placed this a couple days ago. Obviously, Angelo mentioned missed weight, didn't look good doing it. The Hakeem money line was a little bit wide for me once I got there. Obviously, Angelo got it a little bit earlier than me. It's almost minus 1 or 300 now, something like that. So I wanted to look for a little bit better value for Hakeem. He should be a way, way, way better striker than Arosa in this matchup, which should be a mostly striking matchup. I don't see Arosa being able to take him down. So I went with a minus 3.5. You're only going to find that at BetOnline. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up BetOnline because they have the plus 3.5, the minus 3.5, inside the distance decisional action bets. What this just means is Hakeem can win inside the distance or win 30-27 on all 3 judges' scorecards, and I think he easily should have been able to before the weight miss, and we'll see how the weight miss affects him. But that's the bet I got on that for minus 105, 1.5 units to basically get them even money back. And then I have a wild parlay. You see, this is not a typo. 175 units I make on this if this hits. I put this out. It's just the picks that I made that I wanted to stack up because I felt somewhat confident in them. Probably not going to hit, wouldn't tail it, but I had some extra units lying around, so we threw a little parlay together, plus 8,000, almost plus 9,000 odds on this, and we'll see what happens. I think there's like 3 or 4 underdogs in there, but we'll see how it plays out, and if it hits, you'll never see me again.
So, those are all of our bets for UFC 279. If something insane happens where now it's Hamzat versus Kevin Holland and we got Tony versus Nate, if something ridiculous happens like that, then maybe Jacob and I will do some new bets and we'll come amend this video. But I imagine we either have a main event or we don't. And if we don't have a main event, they're either going to cancel the fight or make it free because it's a pretty trash card. Anyway, guys, become a premium member. We have proven time and time again that there is value in it and you can make solid money by being ahead of the lines, finding that value. We're giving you picks, bets, We're giving you DraftKings plays, a DraftKings optimizer, Prize Picks plays, and all sorts of other content early and exclusively for premium members. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. It is $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. And for just a cup of coffee a day, you could help keep our electricity on.
Save a life. Save a pet's life.
Save a life. WeWantPicks.com.